to present a poem. What shall I do?
What will you do? Is this a question? Show that you know the poem and remind them what a poem it is. Well, you know what you must do. Go, confront the problem, fight, win, and call me when you get back, darling. I enjoy our visits.
Welcome to the Poetry Dojo,
where we learn to know our poems
and learn to wield them to fight and win.
Today we are considering The Passionate Shepherd to His Love by Christopher Marlowe. Christopher Marlowe was born in 1564 and lived not very long to 1593. If that birth year sounds familiar, it's because it's the same year as William Shakespeare.
Did they know each other?
It was England in the 16th century. There weren't a lot of other people. I would assume so. Especially both being active in the literary sphere. Christopher Marlowe, as I said, died young, so his heyday as a writer was a bit before Shakespeare's. He had a very intriguing life, full of mystery. Some say he was a spy for the Catholic Church or a spy for the Catholic Church on the state of England. Like, he was almost denied his master's degree because of this rumor that he was going to become ordained in the Roman Catholic Church. There's a lot that we don't know about his life.
How did he die?
That's a good question. There's even disputes about that. It was a violent death. We can say that. Some people have alleged it was a drunken bar fight. There seems to be some evidence that he was stabbed in the eye by his friend. You can read a lot of different theories about it.
Mistakes happen.
The coroner's report was discovered and shed no light on the subject. So
he'd come down with a fatal case of death.
He definitely died. We know that. He was an interesting character. This poem has had a much longer life than Christopher Marlowe. It's inspired answering poems by Walter Raleigh, who was contemporary, John Donne, and others, and parodies. We've had this poem since the 16th century, so it's had a lot of time to breathe.
The Passionate Shepherd to His Love by Christopher Marlowe. Come, live with me, and be my love, and we will all the pleasures prove that valleys, groves, hills, and fields, woods, or steepy mountains yield. And we will sit upon the rocks, seeing the shepherds feed their flocks by shallow rivers, to whose falls melodious birds sing madrigals. And I will make thee beds of roses, and 1,000 fragrant posies, a cap of flowers, and a kirtle, embroidered all with the leaves of myrtle, a gown made of the finest wool, which from our pretty lambs we pull, fair lined slippers for the cold, with buckles of the purest gold, a belt of straw, and ivy buds, with coral clasps, and amber studs. And if these pleasures may thee move, come live with me, and be my love. The shepherds' swains shall dance and sing for thy delight each May morning. If these delights thy mind may move, then live with me, and be my love. The Passionate Shepherd to His Love by Christopher Marlowe. I suspect that the English pronunciation has shifted over the years. Move and louvre used to rhyme in that fashion.
I would suspect so, yeah.
There's a number of words. It's very intriguing, for instance, to hear Shakespeare in the pronunciation of the time. Much ado about nothing becomes much ado about noting. And
noting, by which you mean eavesdropping.
Eavesdropping, yes. And so the double meaning of the play is made very clear. And this poem does experience the change of the English language over the 4 centuries that or more that it's been around. So
some words you might not be familiar with. Kirtle is a gown or an outer petticoat. You can think of an apron, but not with the connotation of apron. It's not to keep clean. It's just to be pretty. A swain is just a youth, a lad. Any other weird words there? Madrigals were party songs.
And today there are still people that get together at universities and sing madrigals, or they join the madrigal choir.
Yeah. Lots of fa-la-la-la-las. They're exciting, happy songs.
I think most of that, when he is coral clasps and amber studs are precious stones of the time.
Mm-hmm.
Amber, we would still think of a precious stone. Coral was also treated so.
More difficult to come by in those days.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the resonance of this poem, we have the groom adorning the bride and wooing his intended with promises of these adornments. So we can think of the way that Christ woos his church by promising to adorn her with good works, with righteousness. It's a beautiful image.
And it evidences an understanding that looking for a woman's love means not only displaying an emotional desire, but also a physical capacity to provide for her, to be a productive member of society. Perhaps not high society, perhaps the society is only that of shepherds, but nevertheless productive enough that he can afford to get buckles of purest gold and belts of coral and amber and ivy studs. And so it is, we sometimes sneer at the concept of buying a woman's love and misunderstand what is being said, because what is being said is, I'm trustworthy, I'm a hard worker, I can provide, and I love you, as opposed to someone who looks at you for what you can give me and is not willing to consider what I need to provide you.
There's a particular charm in the type of provision that this shepherd presents. These are natural beauties. He's not gilding the lily, he's gilding his bride with the lilies, which is arguably the more ultimate.
This is a romantic poem. Be willing to sound romantic.
Yes.
Imagine attempting to woo the woman you would have to marry you. And if in the smallest fashion, the judges either can imagine standing in your place, wishing they could say the words as well as you do to woo the woman he cares for, or the woman thinks, oh, that someone I love would be able to say this as well as you do, and that would sway my heart. If you sway them one way or the other, you will move far towards winning the contest.
Yeah, if you try to sound too cool, you will not win the poem or the girl.
Indeed.
Thank you for tuning in. This has been a Diecast Media Group production. Please recommend us to friends, family, relations, but not your competitors or your romantic rivals. Please feel free to email us with questions at poetrydojo@diecastmediagroup.com, and tune in next time for another exciting episode and another fine poem.